hello. No, the other day when I signed off...
Hello.
Oh, the sound is on. No, the other day when I was signing off, which I guess was yesterday, I thought to myself, I gotta come up with a good intro. And unbidden, I just heard in the back of my head, hello there. Welcome to another episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around, roll dice, and play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't think I can use that, though. It's pretty good, though. So, hello. How's everyone doing? No one's here yet. So, that's a question I feel like I want to ask other people when they were starting out. Did they just ramble on the assumption of like, well, if someone watches this after it streams. So shout out to my buddy, Dune Harper, who has a much more hectic work schedule. Doesn't allow him to pop in on these streams very often. If he gets to watch these after the fact, there's got to be something here from, for them. But anyways. Alrighty then. Well, I'm gonna send out, a handful of messages. Just let people know. Ooh. It's an earthquake. It's a dinosaur. It's Godzilla. I'm gonna just send out a couple of messages and say, hey, streaming, so that, I have... Should I just say that's, hey, streaming? How's it going? Should I have done this before I started? Yeah, probably. I'm not good at things. Figure out than either way. My spelling. Streaming now. Who-do-do-do-do. So, we got two folks floating around. Where'd the link? Oh, I love, one of my favorite parts of Home Alone is listening to Joe Pesci try and not sound like Joe Pesci. Okay, he wants the link. We gives him the link. So let's see. Herbider. I'm so glad there's two of you here to hear this. Alright. So, what do we got? So I let them know. I'm gonna need the link. Okay, let's see. She's at work. Let him know. Gotta let Kythus know. He's always in the chat. And Lord knows I wouldn't know what to do without him. Strongman. That's not how you spell it. Oh, that's still not how you spell it. Okie dokie dokie doo. And then... streaming... now, copy that. So, anybody there wants to? How you doing? How's everyone doing? Anyone? Am I screaming into the void? Alright, well, so it goes. That's fine. I'll just sit here and talk to myself and entertain myself. Because that's what I do. Let me find a way out. Good. Scandalous. But I appreciate it. I've got, one buddy. He might log in just in time to see me say, he's hopping over just to say hello. So, appreciate that. Alright, well, since we got that out of the way, we're going to give a couple of minutes for people to kind of roll through and see if anyone joins in. Until then, let's look and see where we left off yesterday. So, these are all the prompts that we have taken care of. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I don't know if will work, but we got them all saved here on my nifty little Wix website. And then here are all the prompts that we have not done yet. So let's see, including the one from chat where we left off just yesterday. That was a combination of 3, maybe 4 people. So we'll see if that comes of anything. So since I've got 2 here. Whoop. Okay, just like one of my friends wrote back, sorry, parents are in town today, I'll try and tune in next time. Have fun. One of my characters is definitely based on him. Tell your dad I based a character on him. That's the way to get people to watch, right? Is base characters on people. It's like the one soda I'm allowed to have a week. So, here's the prompts that we got them right now. We got, though she couldn't explain it at the time, the knock at the door filled Natalie with dread. Pretty straightforward. I've noticed that I have almost a reservation about doing the prompts that are like, yeah, there's a bit of mystery to. I'm like, I don't know who's on the other side of the door, and I don't want to have to figure it out, because I'm lazy. If I wanted to figure things out, I wouldn't be asking for prompts. By the way, anyone want to throw some prompts into the chat, always feel free. Had he not been so tired, Brad would have noticed something wrong with the bus before he boarded. An all-purpose cleanup crew cleans up after a crime scene investigation ends, and they find a crucial piece of evidence the cops missed. But it incriminates a friend. Whoa, that's my source material. Stay away. Too late! So, these first 3 are good prompts. I just don't know what to do with them. Which is kind of a cheap thing to say, because it really just is sitting down and typing it, like sitting down and taking the time to figure it out, and then typing it up. Oh, we got a boo! We got a boo in the chat. You can't do that to me. You scared me with that boo. How do you do, Cass Loves Music? Nice to see you in the chat. We've got an evangelical group tries to convince a pop star that she has died and gone to hell so she can come back to life and deliver their message to her legions of fans. The last ramen shop in Brooklyn. A streamer does writing prompts for his audience. One day he gets one that hits too close to home. If I'm wanting to get silly, I have a really funny way to take that. Oh, is this already empty? Sad day. Post-apocalypse 2097, and radiation has evolved animals to gain heightened brain capabilities. Lone survivor has to navigate through a cityscape overrun by radiated raider animals. A child awakens on an alien planet surrounded by 2 animals, one other child, a strange data chip, and an alien fruit. and alien fruit. Not just one, just alien fruit. It's child's way. It's the origin story to the Cabbage Patch Kids. There's a large tower in the distance. The world is spiraling out of control because God forgot to update the Universe 1.0 firmware. He finally remembers right as the Earth is about to implode. Prompt is werewolf plus gun equals revenge. Werewolf minus gun equals romance. Werewolf times gun equals mecha wolf. Werewolf divided by gun equals dead wolf. So, these are the prompts that I have to work with. So, boo, spoops galore, 'tis the season for spoops. One of these days, I want to try and figure out how to include the chat in the stream. I feel like I know there's a way to do that. I just haven't experimented with it, because I was definitely rewatching one of these afterward and going, I don't know what I'm talking about. So, but this whole process has been a learning process, so. Alright, so for anyone there willing to pop into the chat, anyone have any preferences on what prompt or prompts I should do today? I'm trying to think, which ones are calling out to me? She couldn't explain it at the time. Okay. Oh. I have an idea for this one, actually. I didn't think I had an idea for this one, but I kind of have an idea for this one. Then... Alright, well, while you guys are working on that, I think I'm gonna say... She can explain at the time the knock at the door filled Natalie with dread. Go where your heart tells you. I'm just lurking at work. Well, are you lurking at work, or are you lurking in my chat? Okay. So we're down to the last of our formats, which I don't feel like explaining right now. But I use a pretty rigorous story structure. Shit, now I gotta... Ugh. Mayhap I need to work out a better document setup. This worked for the first couple of weeks, but maybe I need to actually just have it prepped before I even start. Okay. So, we are going to start with... We're going to fix... Though she couldn't explain it at the time, the knock on the door filled Natalie with dread. Alright. So, now we're going to do the 5-act breakdown. There is a knock at the door. And I have an idea for what I want to do with this, but there's almost a part of me that doesn't want to write it out for you. I mean, I don't know if one page is enough for a twist or a spoiler, but so we're gonna do. I'm gonna write it out on my phone real fast, so that you are still surprised, I guess, at what the dread is. So one thing that I can kind of talk about, since these are little pieces of microfiction. Oh no, we lost some viewers along the way. Alas. I wasn't entertaining enough. I need to learn to juggle. So one of the things I really enjoy about this story structure that I use, and something I don't feel like I see a lot in other story structures or people who advocate for story structures, is, for me, this is scalable. So this is what I tend to do for like a whole book, you know. That's what I did for my manuscript. It's broken into 5 acts, and then say I take those acts and I break those down as well. So it's, the characters arrive, and then I go, okay, well, this character arrives, but this character arrives. Therefore, they go pick up this character, and then, you take that first one and you break that part and you go, okay, well, this character arrives. So this character shows up into town, but this happened, there's a car accident, therefore they stop to help. But, nobody, you can kind of keep breaking it down into smaller and smaller chunks to the point where you're writing these little, one-page vignettes or a whole book. And it works for me. And I haven't seen too many people advocate for it. Like, I've never seen people tackle writing the way I have, so, Yeah. Alright. Well, with that in mind, let us begin. There was a knock on the door. Knock at the door. I mean, it's a simple enough place to start, right? Let's see. So there's a series of articles on the Chuck Wendig, no, not Chuck Wendig, Chuck Palahniuk wrote about conveying emotion through on-the-body sensations. Basically, he said, when in doubt, describe the inside of your character's mouth, or the palms of their hands, or the soles of their feet. And I've always really enjoyed that. I also really enjoy, there's it's called Third Level Emotions by, nope, I don't remember who wrote about it. But the idea is that, when a character's in an emotional situation, you take the whatever they're feeling. So in this case, dread. She's feeling dread. What else is she feeling? Though she couldn't explain at the time. So she's feeling confusion. So she's feeling dread, she's feeling confusion. What else is she feeling? What else is Natalie feeling in this moment? The word coming to mind is loss, and I don't have a lot of time to hang around on this, but and I'm not doing every step that is recommended for the third level emotions, but I think it's still effective. It's well, I've got my binder over here, so I could look at it real fast. So my handy dandy margin notes. Actually, I think that was a name Kaithus came up with years ago for a little Facebook group we had. And let's see. So this coping, disembodied action, submerging the eye. Okay, third level emotions. Donald Mass. Okay. So, let's see. What's the character feel? Okay, so third level emotion. We did that. Loss. What is it like to feel this feeling? Create an analogy for it. How is this iteration of this feeling different from feeling it at any other time? Is it good or bad? What might or should this character be feeling instead? What might a finer human feel? What would a more honest one feel? Regardless, why is this feeling the right and only one for the character? What does it say about their condition? Does this character sunk or risen? Okay. So I think in the past I've actually done that where I've literally just answered it like a test, and then gone and written something, but that's fine. Oh, it's suddenly a Pennywise story. Crumbed. What's it like to feel? Create an analogy for it. Okay. Oh. Mouse is starting to act up. I wonder if the battery's dying. Anyways. No, I don't have enough time. She'd lost something, some vital part of her that left like a snake. She'd lost something, some vital part of her. That, yeah. Okay. Okay. But complication. Who's there? Who is there? Okay, da. Rusty from disuse. Narrows. Okay, where are we building to? Let me... Slow exhalation. Ooh, do 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 do. How did the door open? Hello! We're back! We got a little quiet there for a second while I was working on this little story. Some days and some stories I feel like I can talk and chat while I'm writing. Other days, other stories, I don't have it in me. So, in honor of Cass Loves Music, and her festive spoops. That's exactly what I decided to write. So, let us see what we ended up with, shall we? There was a knock at the door. Natalie jumped at the sound, her hand finding its way to clutch at her chest. There it was again, that unshakable feeling. It crept into her, coiled around her insides, and constricted them like a snake. She had lost something. Some vital part of her. Wait, what? Yeah. Spoops. Yep. Okay. It crept into her, coiled around her insides, and constricted them like a snake. She had lost something. Some vital part of her. The part that knew how to climb out of this pit she was all alone in. Alone with the knock at the door. It came again, more insistent now, impatient, prompting her to stand up. She approached slowly. "Who's there?" she called, her voice catching in the back of her throat, rusty from disuse. There was no answer. Finally, now my throat catches. Finally, with a slow exhalation that purged her of her fear, Natalie grasped the door handle and swung it wide open. A collection of devils, demons, and monsters stood on her porch. "Trick or treat!" they yelled before she'd even opened the door the whole way. Of course, it's Halloween, she thought as she moved to give them candy from a small bowl by the door. Except, she couldn't reach it. Or she could, but she couldn't grab it. Or she couldn't... She turned back to the children, embarrassment creeping up her neck, flushing her skin a deep red. "I don't..." She was about to say understand when one of the monsters interrupted her. "Hello?" he asked, lifting up his mask. "Is anyone there?" "How did the door open?" asked another. "It's a trick!" called a third. A trick? No, Natalie just couldn't... Her blood ran cold. Except it didn't. Nothing ran cold. Or warm. She stepped back away from the door, away from the kids, and turned. Natalie turned back toward her body, where it lay on the floor, unmoving, and screamed. Spoops. Spoops for the spoopy season. Happy spoopy season, everyone. Okay. Alright. I like how that one turned out, actually. There's some stuff I would polish near the end, some phrasing and stuff, but actually, overall, I think that turned out pretty well. Anyone who's curious, what I wrote up was, there's a knock at the door, but it's just some trick-or-treaters. Therefore, she tries to give them candy, but she can't. Therefore, she remembers that she's dead. Spoops! We got spoops. We got spoops all up in this house. And then something I actually wanted to try doing on stream today was actually going to take a moment and update my little blog. So, just as kind of a reminder that it's there. Anybody who wants to read these stories after the fact can find them all. They are collected. I just got formatted a little bit. It looks like I misspelled Natalie at one point. Also, just to throw this out there for anyone who's watching who might already be a fan, I was definitely imagining Natalie Wynn from ContraPoints. So, I'm gonna do. Though she couldn't explain it. And what prompt is this? We're at... This is number 8. Flash fiction number 8. Way to go, us. Okay, so, great. Post published. Oh, and there it is. So, how exciting is that? And we're going to take this, and we're just going to... actually, I can just move that there, and add that to the list of prompts that we've already handled. So, it's the little things, right? Okay, so, since you guys had all that time, I'm assuming you, nobody has any recommendations of what prompt I should do next? Alright, well, let's see. We have something wrong with the bus. We have all-purpose cleanup crew finding incriminating evidence. An evangelical group tries to convince a pop star she's died and gone to hell. The last ramen shop in Brooklyn. A streamer does writing prompt for his audience. One day he gets one that hits too close to home. I'm actually kind of gravitating towards this one. What do you guys think? Let's see, the world's spiraling out of control. This, you know what? I'm feeling this one. I'm feeling it, and we're gonna do it. And you can't stop me. I don't think. Okay. Okay, before I forget, actually. Okay. 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 So, sometimes I have enough of an idea that I got to get some of it down before I do a 5-act breakdown. Sometimes I feel like I just need like a stamp because I type this out so often. Not just for this. Okay. A streamer does writing prompts, but he gets one that hits too close to home. Okay. All right. I feel like let's see. I think that's okay. I think we can start there. I mean, we could, but let me think for just a split second. Just half a second of quiet time. I'm gonna write at least the beginning and see if the next bit shakes loose while I go. And if not, well, we'll see what happens. Okay. Oh, we need a character. We need a character name. Worst bout of depression that... Jason. Sure. We've got a Jason. Hey, look, this is probably the most confessional I've gotten so far. So, hey. Nothing you don't already know, just being here, but, you know. Okay. Just an experience. Pretty simple concept. Take prompts from the audience and write a series of one-page short stories based on them. Yeah. Ah. Okay. Write a series of one-page short stories based on them. Okay. Until Kaithas came. Because this was Kaithas' prompt in the chat for anyone who's curious. I don't want to call him that, though. It's a little too close. Until... Oh, fuck, I hate names so much. Sure. Kaith, if you're there, I hope you're laughing. There, the prompt remained. Actually, I'm just gonna Hatch Eagle. I want to do... I'm going to do that. Just visual. Yeah. All right. So, let's see. Let's see. It had been so much fun when Brandon had started. The Twitch channel had been a lark, an impulsive decision after the worst bout of depression Brandon had experienced in years. Pretty simple concept. Take prompts from the audience, and write a series of one-page short stories based on them. It had been so fun, until Saphir came. The text that flashed across the screen seemed innocent enough. A streamer does writing prompts for his audience. One day he gets one that hits too close to home. It was just meta enough to be funny, but not so bad as to be overindulgent, Brandon thought to himself, chuckling as he saved it for later. Except, later never came. There the prompt remained, untouched, unexplored, gathering dust. Brandon didn't know what could hit this virtual version of him too close to home. Maybe it'd be a prompt about lost love, or abusive family, a secret truth? Brandon's mind cycled through endless possibilities, and not a single one of them struck him as impactful enough. There had to be something. It had become a running joke in the stream even. He called it out, called attention to it, and his viewers, in turn, made memes out of it. What on earth could drive this fictional version of him, Keith, he'd decided, to madness? Madness? Had Had that been the prompt? Or... Yes. It had. He distinctly remembered. As a streamer does writing prompts for his audience, one day he gets one that drives him mad. He just had to think of something that could drive this fictional version of him mad. Brandon started his stream. He flexed his fingers over the keyboard. He had it. He knew what he had to write, typing with fervor. It had been so much fun when Keith had started. What do you guys think? I like how that turned out. I'm really happy with both stories from today. I hope you guys liked them too. So, I guess that's kind of where we're probably going to end for the day. I'm actually really excited. That was a lot of fun. Got some kind of spoopy stories out of the prompts. So yeah, just feel free to always throw me more prompts. I think you can send them in at the blog. You can throw them in the chat. As time goes on, I'd like to probably get something a little more sturdy. Oh, we got good. Thanks, guys. Love music. I'd like to get something a little more sturdy to take in writing prompts and stuff before my friends all get really sick of me asking. But I mean, I hope I'm excited. I'm always excited to send the stories based on the prompts to the people who gave me the prompt originally. At some point, I need to read you some of the responses I've gotten, because one of the fun things has been people going, "Oh, this is where I was thinking you would go with it," or "This is where I would have gone with it," because we're all really hyper creative people. So, yeah. Oh, that was delightful. I had so much fun with that. Thank you all. One thing I guess I'll throw out there, one thing I'm trying to get up and started, and let me know if you think this would be a good idea, is I studied acting in college, and I think that's deep down inside, that's why I took one of the most solitary art forms, which was writing stories, and decided to do it public in front of people on the most widespread platform. So, because I really do miss the audience, I miss the collaborative process of doing theater, but I'm still friends with a bunch of actors. What do you guys think of taking these and doing basically like a little audio book? And I have a friend who, she's really busy, but she's such a talented artist. I would love if I could get her to do just the barest minimum of sketches. Because one of the things about this process and project has been to just you got to get it done. And I'm trying to add a bit of layers, but I'm still trying to do it super fast. I'm still trying to write good quality stories, but also do it live and do it in a way that doesn't bore everyone in the audience. And seems like most of you stuck around, so I appreciate that. But what I'd love to do is do a little compilation video narrated by some of my actor friends, illustrated. Again, we're talking rough sketches. We're not, I certainly don't have a booth. I have a little Blue Yeti microphone, and that's good enough for, what I'm doing. So, alrighty then. Well then, that's where I guess I'll leave you. I still haven't worked out any kind of official outro, but I hadn't copied this in. Let me actually do that real fast, and then I will create new post. I will create a new post and then call it an evening. But I hope you liked that, because I certainly did. One of the fun things about all of these has been honestly getting to the end and going, I almost feel like there's a longer story in this somewhere. And, it doesn't mean that someday I'll actually do that, but, make it into a longer piece, but just the potential being there. Something Neil Gaiman once said was, a short story is the ending of a story that you don't have to write. And I've tried to kind of approach them that way, of either this is the end of the story or the beginning of the story. Kind of like the one with the town in quarantine, where, you know, if I did ever pick up that story and keep writing it, it's like, oh, obviously this main character, I think he's Brennan, is what I called him. Brennan, yeah, Brennan, he's totally getting out, you know, and Natalie, I feel like, I mean, I think that's a good ending, but, like, there's still story there. There's plenty of stories about what happens to people after they die, either, you know, some, like, Coco, or the Book of Life, or Beetlejuice, What Dreams May Come, just wide spectrum. So, yeah. I mean, with this one, the streamer does writing prompts. When I was trying to kind of break the story 20 minutes ago or so, I was like, oh, what if he tracks down the person who posted the comment and, like, is like, what do you know? Tell me, what do you know? So, there's always so many different places you can take these kinds of stories, and these little one-page vignettes are just barely scratching the surface. So, all right. That is all I have to say. That is all I have to write. So, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye, guys.